Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what fertilizer we use during the flowering stage of the lemon trees and how this one step can make a huge difference between just a few blooms and a tree covered in lemons. Now, when lemons trees start flowering, they need completely different balance of nutrients. Too much nitrogen and they'll grow leaves instead of fruit. If you give them too much potassium, you'll see flowers fall off before they even set fruit. I learned this the hard way, unfortunately. My first lemon tree looked stunning, all leaves, no lemons. So today I'm going to share with you what exactly works from my personal experience over the years growing citrus in pots and garden beds. Stay with me until the end. I'll share my homemade lemon bloom booster mix that helped double the flower retention last season. So first of all, we really need to understand the flowering stage, what is required and what is happening. Before we talk about fertilizer, it's important to see what's happening on the lemon tree. So when the lemon tree starts producing buds and tiny white flowers, it's using a huge amount of energy. It's actually pulling nutrients from the soil to produce blooms and prepare for fruit set. At this stage, your goal is to achieve three things. Number one, to strengthen flower development. Number two, to support pollination. And number three, to prevent flower or fruit drop. That means that your fertilizer should focus on phosphorus and potassium, not nitrogen. So I need you to think of nitrogen as the leaf maker, phosphorus as the root and bloom builder, and potassium as the fruit quality booster. With that being said, let's talk about the best fertilizer ratio during the flowering stage. Now, here's the perfect formula. It's an NPK ratio around 5-10-10 or 4-6-8. So it's lower in nitrogen, it's higher in phosphorus and potassium. And what this does is it encourages flower strength and and also helps future fruiting instead of just building lush green leaves. So here's my personal favorites. Number one is on the organic option. This is a seaweed and fish emulsion mix on a dilution of 1-10 ratio. We also have homemade compost tea. So this is made with banana peels for potassium and also a spoon of bone meal for phosphorus. Bone meal is absolutely amazing for citrus trees. Also, another strawberry option is the citrus-specific fertilizer that's labeled for flowering and fruiting stages, and I feed this once every 2 weeks during the blooming phase. So use one of these three options. They will be also written down in the description box below. And if you see that flowers are dropping too early, your tree is either stressed by dry soil or overfed with nitrogen. So I want you to go ahead, identify and adjust immediately, and you'll save your future lemons. So let's talk about the timing and the application. Now, timing is everything when it comes to citrus. For the morning feeding, always fertilize in the morning, never under strong midday sun, because it allows nutrients to absorb before evaporation. I want you to water first, then feed after, because dry soil can burn delicate feeder roots. I water lightly, then I go ahead and I apply fertilizer evenly around the drip line, never directly at the trunk. Also, liquid feeds are absolutely amazing. They are the best for the flowering stage. Granular fertilizers, are released too slowly and they're not available as much as liquid fertilizers, and they also may not be available when your tree needs it the most. I also spray a foliar feed, so that is 1 teaspoon of seaweed extract to 1 liter of water. I spray that directly on the leaves and the buds once a week, and what this does is it helps reduce the stress, it keeps the flowers hydrated, especially during windy or dry weather. You can also add a tablespoon of molasses to your liquid feed. So to the liquid feed that we talked about earlier in the video, because what that does is it feeds beneficial microbes and it helps retain moisture around the root zone. So let's talk about some organic bloom boosters that have worked wonders. So this is my favorite part. We're talking about natural fertilizers that boost lemon blooms without any chemicals. And I'm talking about specifically when it comes to the first choice, banana peel tea. Super amazing, works great for citrus. All you would need is 3 banana peels, 1 tablespoon of Epsom salts, 1 liter of water. You're going to soak these for 3 days. Then after the 3 days, you're going to go ahead and strain and use a watering liquid. Now, this is amazing because it's going to provide us with the potassium that's needed for bloom power. It also gives us the magnesium for rich green leaves. Another one of my favorites is using a blend of eggshell and coffee. So this is crushed dried eggshells, which will be our calcium source, and we're going to go ahead and mix it with used ground coffee grounds. We're going to sprinkle it around the base once a month, and what that does is it balances soil pH and it strengthens cell walls, helping flowers hold better. My lucky last favorite is seaweed and fish mix. So I want you to combine 1 tablespoon of seaweed extract with 1 tablespoon of fish emulsion in 2 liters of water. And you're going to feed that every 10 to 14 days during the flowering and early fruit set. Does seaweed boost root health? Fish here adds phosphorus for flowering. Never ever combine multiple fertilizers at full strength. I want you to use half doses if you're laying or organics because less is more during the flowering stage. You also need to be able to support pollination and fruit set. Now, even the best fertilizer will not help if the pollination process fails. Encourage the bees, encourage the beneficial insects by planting herbs nearby. We planted some basil, some thyme, some marigolds as well. These work beautifully, and you can also gently shake or tap branches in the morning to really help to spread the pollen if your tree is indoors, or for example if it's located in an area where it lacks the pollinators. So once the petals fall off, the tiny fruits start to begin to form, you're going to go ahead and continue feeding it every 2 to 3 weeks with a lighter mix because the tree still needs consistent energy for fruit development. And that's the secret, the right fertilizer at the right time, and some extra pollination tips and tricks. Focus on phosphorus, focus on potassium during the flowering. Your lemon tree will reward you with heavy blooms and a strong fruit set. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. Comment below what is your favorite natural fertilizer for citrus. And as always, stay tuned for more. Take care and have a great day.